The Madlanga Commission is grinding through another week of testimony in Pretoria. And the picture that keeps emerging is not some abstract tale of high-level theft. It is the same old story that hits the man on the street every morning when the tap runs dry or the taxi fare jumps again because the road is full of potholes. This week, the Commission heard how money meant for fixing municipal water pumps in Gauteng and the Eastern Cape was diverted through a string of shell companies. The result is not a headline number. It is clinics in townships running on bottled water carried in by staff, and families in informal settlements queuing at communal taps that have been dry for months. One witness, a former municipal engineer, described how tenders were inflated by 40% before the cash disappeared. The extra cost lands straight on the household budget when people have to buy water from private sellers at 3 times the normal rate. Crime is another thread running through the evidence. Police stations that should have received new vehicles and radios are still using equipment from 2015. Officers told the Commission they cannot respond to calls in time because the fleet is broken and fuel budgets are siphoned off. In places like Mitchell's Plain and Umlazi, that delay means residents organize their own neighborhood watches or pay private security they cannot really afford. The Commission is not inventing these failures. It is putting numbers to what people already live with. Transport is taking a similar knock. Evidence showed how funds for rail maintenance were rerouted, leaving metro rail lines unreliable. Commuters who used to spend R800 a month on trains now spend R1800 on taxis. And the taxis themselves battle the same ruined roads. The knock-on effect is simple. Less money left for food, school fees or rent. When the Commission asks why nothing was done, the answers circle back to political interference and fear of losing contracts. That pattern is familiar, and ordinary South Africans have heard it before. What makes this inquiry feel different, at least on the surface, is the focus on local government rather than national departments. The testimony is naming smaller towns and metros where the collapse is immediate. A single missing water tender can shut a school for weeks. A missing police allocation can turn a street into a no-go zone after dark. The Commission is hearing from people who used to work in these municipalities and left because they could not sign off on dodgy payments without risking their own necks. Skepticism remains high. Past inquiries produce thick reports and little change on the ground. People remember the Zondo findings and the slow pace of prosecutions that followed. Still, the current process is forcing details into the open that local councillors would rather keep quiet. Every day the Commission sits. Another layer of how the system fails the poor is recorded under oath. The urgency is real because the problems are not waiting. Load reduction, failing refuse collection and rising extortion in the taxi industry all trace back to the same week. Oversight, the Commission is examining, until the recommendations turn into actual charges and recovered money. The daily grind for the average household continues. The Commission can name the problem. Fixing it is another matter entirely.